So, before we get into other plugs, I'd like to quickly plug something on behalf of 2 out of 3 of the Flophouse wives. This podcast will actually be going up one day, probably in front of the Oscars, so you don't have a lot of time to take advantage of this. But my wife, Sarah,
last name withheld.
This is a screening of the movie Oscar with Sylvester Stallone.
Close,
And Kirk Douglas.
She's organizing an Oscar pool to help fund number 1,
Peeing.
cancer research,
Oh.
but number 2,
Poop.
her taking part in a triathlon
Good one.
where the funding goes to cancer research. It costs $20 to enter this Oscar pool. Details on submitting ballots will be on the Flophouse webpage. But basically, why can't I get to the email address? All right, there's an email address. It's
You're losing them.
at the Flophouse. Just go to the Flophouse podcast at flophousepodcast.com.
You'll text everybody the details
Are
later.
you making this up as you go along? Just go to Oogie Loves at oscarballot.edu.gov/internet.
For some reason, it's not in my email. I sent it to myself. It's not in my email. Go to the Flophouse podcast webpage, which is the Flophouse.
This is the biggest twist I've ever seen on the Flophouse.
And they
The
will.
Flubhouse.
The mystery of the missing email.
There will be.
Everyone's a suspect. I think it was Lulu the cat.
Jesus Christ, guys! Come on, I'm trying to do this thing, and you're actually
We're ruining it.
Hold on, it's OscarPoolTNT@gmail.com. OscarPoolTNT@gmail.com. The TNT does not stand for the network; it stands for Team in Training, which is the
Team
group
in training.
that Sarah's doing the triathlon with. So there's
It's dynamite.
I will put up a link to the ballots on the Flophouse page, and the winner will get a cash prize to be announced at a viewing party at Charlene's Bar
In Brooklyn.
And what else is going on in that party at Charlene's bar?
on Sunday.
I mean, I'm going to be there drinking probably.
No, it's like there's a holiday.
No, that's the day before.
That's the day-
Jesus Christ. I'm trying to get through a whole thing, and you guys are slowing me down.
A movie podcast.
Here are the bullet points. Oscar Pool, Charlene's Bar, Brooklyn, Sunday, 2/24. $20 to enter. There will be a link on the Flophouse page for the ballot. You don't need to be in New York City to enter. This helps my wife reach her fundraising goals to participate in a triathlon with Team in Training, and helps Stuart's wife make money to feed the Flophouse house cat. All proceeds go to the Leukemia and Lymphoma
Feed 'em
Society.
booze.
And you know that Gus from Don't Tell It Me, It's Me, Don't Tell It to Me was a survivor of Hodgkin's disease, so they could be saving a Lobo Merengue by donating money to Team in Training. And now that we're done with
If you had it all written down, why didn't you just read it off?
Classic.
I was trying to. You kept fucking interrupting me with unrelated things, like the Purim party, which is the day before.
And the day that we're releasing this podcast, so people probably won't be able to get a costume put together.
They got to rush out.
Oh God,
They
that
go-
was a fucking mess.
What a tragedy.